Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have the most incredible live being prepared right now, and I'm gonna put it in the comments if we can, the top of the conversation. So anyone who joins live can actually see what are we talking about, and welcome. I am just absolutely and beyond excited because this is a power download that came with fire, and I just need to share this information with you so you don't go through the 5 years of the struggle in creating full-time income in your passion work business the way I did. The second I started addressing those exact 3 energy leaks that keep the prosperity from consistently flowing to you, through you, into your life and business, and you probably don't even know about it. The second I started addressing these leaks like a mother of life and death situation, that's when everything started changing for me. And let me just here attach the screen, see if this is working. So we are now, if you are here with me live, say hello. Tell me where you are watching this from. There it is. Here we are, which is absolutely amazing. I'm gonna keep this in mute. Hopefully it will stay in mute and we can just absolutely and entirely flow. You have decided that 2025 is the year that you are creating full-time income or 10 times more in your passion work business. You have been showing up for yourself, for your energetics, for your strategy, absolutely and entirely on a daily basis, and yet you are still not seeing the results that made you feel, oh wow, this is working, this is going in the right direction, this feels so aligned. It is only a matter of time when I'm going to actually experience the results that I crave and desire. Okay, so you have decided your passion work business is something you are stepping into. Something just literally flew over here, Andrea. She is something. See, this is what happens in our world. We made each other laugh on lives. And then it's like, how can I explain this? Okay, there's no explanation. It's joy frequency. Hallelujah. So let's talk about those 3 energy leaks that might be keeping away the prosperity from consistently growing and expanding and flowing in your life, in your business, through your passion work, and you probably don't even know about it. Okay, so there is a reason why I have created my freedom life, my passion work business, and 4 times the full-time income that I was having in my quite high position in Big Pharma in my 9 to 5 in just 6 months. There is a reason why my clients who come into my world and the same day they join my world, they join my membership or any other form of service, and they send me message 6 months from now on, I'm quitting my 9 to 5. I am setting up that as a goal. It's happening, it's period, and I need your help and support. And you know what? It is happening. It isn't just a theory. It isn't just pretty words. It isn't mismanagement or misuse of the words. It is what is happening in my world. And there is a specific reason for it. For over 10 years now, I have been mastering my energy. Many of you know, over 10 years ago, I reached my personal rock bottom. Absolute rock bottom. Absolute rock bottom. Life and death situation. Not just all of a sudden, it was building up consistency going downwards until there was no lower low to go for me. Yes, I still had my job. Yes, I still had my driving license. Yes, I still had some people in my life. Yes, I was still highly respected in my work and on and on and on. But my own personal rock bottom was reached. My soul was dead. For someone else, personal rock bottom might look like, okay, I'm in 9 to 5. I'm trying for 5 years now and it doesn't happen, right? For me to change the way I live my life and my lifestyle, and I want to work for myself. For someone else, it means losing absolutely everything and anything, all of the people, all of the belongings, your home, whatever it is. For me, I've still had everything from the outside looked okay-ish, although my body was dying, my liver was nearly failing, my brain was always nearly cooked and fried, and my soul was dead. When I felt what's inside, it was a black hole. And that scared me so much that I went on my knees and I asked God, please take this away. Whatever it is, that cloud all over me, wherever I move, the cloud moves with me. It doesn't allow the sunshine in, okay? You know what I'm talking about. It doesn't allow the spirit in or take me away, because I cannot do this any longer. When was the time in your life like that? Let me know in the comments, did you experience a time like that in your life when you were like, wow, there is no lower low for me to go here. Maybe for someone else would be, but not for me. Where is that time in your life when you collapsed on your knees and you ask your higher power, lead me, because I am done with leading myself from the brokenness I was running away from and feeling inside. And that's when everything changed, because I heard the voice in my head from my higher power saying, go there, call this phone number, call this helpline, and do everything they tell you to do. Put your thinking, your beliefs, your wanting, your needs, your pleasure, whatever on the side, and do everything and anything they tell you. Just do it. That's it. Don't think about it. Just do it. So I followed that guidance right away. I still had maybe 1% of resistance, 5% of resistance, and I just worked it through. But since then, I changed absolutely and entirely how I think, how I feel, how I live my life, who I surround myself with. And I've changed everything to the point when I started becoming healthy, healed. I started believing in myself. The joy and gratitude and love started oozing out of me. The only people that I hang around with were people who were also meditating, who were also bettering themselves, who were also every single day doing internal inventory to check in if they grow and expand or not. I didn't spend any more than I had to, workplace only, with people who are not taking responsibility for themselves. And that's what really impacted my life, okay? So in about a year into it, I started realizing, oh wow, there is this calling that what I've created so far, this consistency, this stability, this health, this happiness, this content is amazing. It's beyond amazing. It's phenomenal. And yet simultaneously, there is a bigger calling I can feel. And I knew it was the voice of my higher power saying, Eliza, this is amazing and awesome, but this is not what you were born to do and be. Your soul path, your mission is to create more, is to give to everyone what you are creating. So a year into my journey, 9 years ago, I started sharing my journey, my wisdom, my experience, my pain publicly on YouTube. I started later on sharing that on Facebook. I started creating my own community where I share the wisdom, the knowledge, the experience for other people so they can collapse the time in how long it takes them to heal, to expand and grow and create what they desire. So instead of doing it for 10 years, it would take them 1 year or 1 month. It happened very often, okay? So I've started changing my life and I started affecting other people's life. And I started feeling this massive, annoyance with the 9 to 5, the cockiness, the cocksureness, and we will navigate in those 3 energy leagues that I didn't want it to be in that 9 to 5. And what I didn't knew back then is that I didn't want it to be there because I didn't want it to deal with the lessons I had to deal with while being in 9 to 5 and turning annoyance, turning being rude sometimes. Like, I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of it. I'm not perfect. I never was. I never will be. But I was not an ideal person in my past. an ideal person doesn't get them to the bottom and says, I'm perfect, amazing, why did it happen for me, okay? I created my own suffering for myself, and I've learned how to reverse it. I've learned the steps, feelings, thoughts, and emotions that created and recreated, so I no longer have to repeat that. And also, so I can help my clients how to get out of those faulty patterns and create new reality. You know, from Dr. Joe Dispenza, you cannot create new results, new reality from an old energy. So the old energy always has to go, and that's how you create a space. Beautiful, loving, open space within you for what you crave and desire to happen. When you create that space and you raise your frequency to the frequency of your wish fulfilled, which by the man has nothing to do being all happy, chappy, and jumping all day long. It means being present in your body and not resisting what wants to flow and needs to flow because it was pushed down for absolute decades through the conditioning, and it's all of us that have experienced it. So when I started changing, when I started realizing, like, I wanted to bypass the lessons I needed to bypass. And for 5 years, I was trying to create full-time income in my passion work, and it wasn't happening. The number one reason that I'm going to mention in this live today is that I was trying to do it all on my own. I invested into one mastermind coaching program. It was 3 months long. I didn't get the results that I desired. I used my credit card to get into it, and I didn't made out the investment ROI from it. And I've decided until people pay me the money that I need, I'm not investing into myself. So I've decided from some energy of not going deep enough into releasing lack that I can't afford it, what I actually could. What I actually could invest into another level of support and get the support with the exact thing that I desired at that time, but I didn't knew any better. And I'm sharing these things with you so you don't have to spend 5 years in doing this the way that is not in alignment. And then something happened. It was the day of my 39th birthday, and it was a second lockdown. I was back in Scotland. I was living there for 17 years, and I was so done with spilling my guts, pouring my soul into it, creating, building, constantly nourishing my audience, consistently creating. That was a year before my 39th birthday where I was absolutely all in. So I was consistently posting. I had 500, 700 views on my videos on a daily basis. I had 50, 70, 120 comments under my videos. So there was a really massive engagement, quite a big audience. I remember I had I think in 3 months, I've got like 9,000 Facebook friend requests where obviously quite a lot of them I was not accepting. They were not for me, mostly men. So the community was growing. People were pouring my way, and yet I wasn't able to turn that into full-time income in my passion work business. And let me remind you, when you received your soul call, and you know what I'm talking about, you received your soul call, you didn't just say, I want to make money. Give me money, because that's when I'm going to feel safe. You know that money, this is super important. You know the same as me, money is not something outside of you go and chase. Money is an expression of your owning and sharing the God's riches you were born with, and you have mastered them into a specific zone of genius of your kind. Money is not for you something outside of you that you go and chase because it's a promise of salvation. You are far above it and beyond it. You outgrew this conditioning. You outgrew that limitation. You know that money is an expression of you owning and sharing unapologetically God's riches in your zone of genius. It is just an expression of how unapologetically you're sharing with the whole wide world or with 5 people the genius that you were born to share from a place of passion and genuine love towards humanity and helping other people. So there is just so much passion for me around this subject, because I no longer think this old way about money the way most people are, and that's what blocks them. And this is exactly what I teach, to overcome and take it out of your subconscious and nervous system inside of Freedom Money membership. So when I went on that was a second lockdown when I was turning 39, and yet I wasn't able, through all of this, turning that into full-time income. And I just knew something is missing. I got so pissed off with myself, and I turned that anger. I took responsibility for it. I didn't blame my audience. I didn't blame my programs. I didn't blame God. I took full-on responsibility. There's something I am missing. There's something I am missing. Divine, show me what is it. I'm surrendering. I'm opening up. Show me what it is. And the things that they were missing, I'm going to share here with you, that changed everything and allowed me to overcome these 3 energy leaks that majority of people don't even know they have, and that's why their income goes like that or just stays this way. Okay, so, and that's when everything changed. 6 months from that day, when I decided nothing will be the same again a year from now on, everything changed in 6 months, not 12. And I spent my 40th in a luxury paradise resort in Tulum, Mexico, with the love of my life, after being single for 8 years. And I absolutely loved every single second of it. And simultaneously, I was releasing deeper layers of unworthiness that I was facing, the more I was raising up my frequency, my embodiment and manifestation in 3D reality. So the first energy leak that I see people constantly doing, if you are creating some kind of cash injections in your business, and then it's a drop, okay? If you go up and then you drop, if you create some money and then drops, you create some flow and then drops, it is mismanagement of your money, time and energy, which is one and the same thing. Time, energy and money is one and the same thing. One and the same expression and form of an energy, and the same flowy, never-ending frequency, okay? There is always more energy you can sustain on a daily basis and flow with it. There is always more time, which is through becoming actually potent in the way you are using your time and your message, so that creates more time. There is always more money, freedom money, to create as an affirmation, as an expression of how much of God's riches from the inside of you are oozing out to into this 3D reality. So there is always more and more time and energy and money to learn how to allow yourself to flow it. That's all it is. So if there is an influx of money and then drop, it is a mismanagement of your energy. And I often see that. I see, for example, someone is creating an insane money out of nowhere that they didn't expect that. And their identity changes. Okay, their identity changes. They become, I'm not saying it's like that with everyone, I'm just gonna give you a few examples that I have observed, and I myself have been there, okay? So it's cockiness. It's all of a sudden being too cool for the school. It's all of a sudden you are being better than others behind you. It's a massive show off. The darker side of you comes out, okay? The shadow side of you comes out, and it's being unapologetically driving you and your life, and you don't even know it, because you mistake it as an high frequency flow, because now you have that money. So now you can do whatever you want. Let's say you created $25,000 in 1 week. Let's say you have won a cruise that you dreamed about for 10 years. Let's say you met the love of your life, and now you guys are traveling the world, doing the thing, whatever you want, right? When you change how you manage your energy and who you are being as an human, woman, soul, man, expression of whatever is within you, when the amount of money changes who you are being, you're not embodied in your greatness. You're not embodied in your magnificence. your worth and value depends on how much money comes in, how much money you spend on what, and how much money comes out. And that looks like being very low or being very humbled. Oh, I'm gonna learn everything I need to create and manifest money and make my business grow. I'm gonna do everything it takes and I'm gonna run like a headless chicken to learn and all of this. Yeah, I'm gonna listen, I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna be a good student, and then I'm gonna say to my teacher, yeah, I did it 10 times that you said it, right? Doing all of these things, then the big money comes in, and then all of a sudden too cool for the school. I'm not even gonna reply to that message. Nah, she can wait for me, okay? Doing all of these things. All of a sudden, all of your energy, again, running like a headless chicken, but in a spender mode, or in a saving scarcity mode, or all of a sudden being like, okay, I've never got this and that, I'm booking, I'm buying, da-da-da-da-da, and before you know it, the money is gone. Before you know it, the money is untouchable, and it is fear frequency attached to it, and it's just a spiraling pattern down. And then here we go again. We are humble, we are no longer better, we are ready to learn, we reply to the message right away, we are grateful, we are respectful, and then we go through that cycle again. So if in any shape and form that rings the bell for you, there is nothing right or wrong with it, there is no shame around it, it is just an old pattern that you have absorbed from others, and perhaps it is time to learn to release it. So when I started making money that I didn't make before, and it started growing consistently, I made sure, and it was literally one breath at a time, 1 second at a time awareness, can I consistently hold a high frequency of wholeness, worthiness, and ownership of my genius, independently if people buying or not. Independently if I have $8,000 on my bank account or $80,000 on it doesn't matter. It is not dependent on anything outside of me. And it is consistent grow in gratitude, consistent grow in humility. Now, please do not mistake this with false humility. False humility is, don't even say how amazingly you have done. Don't, because you might piss off someone who refuses to do their work around lack frequency, okay? And release their limiting beliefs around money. So, humility is not hiding your greatness and awareness. Humility is knowing you are equal with everyone and everything, and everyone else is able to do it. And also, humility will never hide their greatness. Humility will not allow you to be blind and mistake limitation for expansion. So this is the one energy leak when you can start managing the consistency of your growth and expansion in gratitude, in love, in passion, in sharing with the world, in sharing, giving a free value, giving paid value, whichever way your business is set up. When you consistently grow, when you consistently hold that growth and expansion energy, you no longer want to spend all of your money on this or that. It doesn't matter. What matters the most is consistently being in wealth, in abundance, consistently being in a higher and higher flow. What's more important than spending money and getting that thing that you never got before or you dreamt about for 10 years? What's more important is you making sure that the flow is not being restricted by lower frequency behavior. Okay, so this is how you create permanent growth of prosperity, wealth, and abundance in your soul mission business. It's more important to keep the eyes peeled on your inner growth and expansion than on right away running around like a headless chicken and trying to, fulfill those old needs or whatever, where actually your attention gets from the inside to the outside. So this is the difference. You keep your attention here, you scan your energy, no guilt, no shame, no wrong if something isn't in alignment, and you just simply tidy up your energetics. And if you don't know how to do it yourself, you hire a coach, and you do it for as long as it's required. And you release that old pattern, because you know it will always be cutting off the flow, and we don't want that for you. Okay, guys, put it down in the comments. How is that landing for you? Put it in the comments, send me a private message. How is that information landing in your heart? Is it actually resonating? Is there some kind of pattern you can find within your way of thinking that is different when there is more money or there is a little bit less money? When people buy, when people don't buy? Because in my world, it is not about empowering you by creating more money. It's about empowering you through connecting with you, and that's when the money flows. Because money, again, is what? An expression of you unapologetically oozing out to the world, giving the value of the God's riches you hold within you, and you mastered them into a specific zone of genius. That again doesn't mean having one specific niche and only one thing to talk about. You could be multi-passionate like myself, and you can just also find a beautiful flow over there. Okay, loves. And this is the DMs that I want to receive from you. This is the DMs I want to receive from you. Eliza, I applied what you said in that free content. I applied what you said in that live. I applied what you said in that written post. Oh my goodness. This is the messages that I want to receive from you. The message that tells me that you're using that, you're applying that. The thing is that if you cannot use super, and I'm showing up for this life like it's a $1,000 call. Like, look at me. Just hear it, feel it in your heart, right? So if you cannot process fully and entirely free content that is created like a $1,000 content, like a full-on masterclass, don't expect of yourself to gain any value from a paid content, okay? Because that's where it is all starting. Okay, the second energy leak that holds the money away from consistent flow that you probably didn't even knew having its own life and personality in your life. And this is apathy frequency. So all of those three leaks that I'm talking about, I don't know, majority of people doesn't talk about the first two. Majority of people doesn't talk about the first two at all. And at the end of the day, my name is Energetics Ninja, and I have mastered the wisdom, knowing, and genius around energetics because it is what changed my life, not a strategy. Not learning how to stack a bunch of words together so they buy, but the energy behind it that helps me step into a specific frequency. I'm going to talk about it in the third one. So let's see a scale of consciousness. So this is a scale of consciousness which you have seen before. If not, Google it for yourself. And yes, I do have two phones. And yes, I have laptop open so I can reply to your questions and see if things are working. And as you can see, the energy of apathy, it's similar to lethargy or autoimmune diseases. It's very low. It's next to shame and guilt. It's only 50 on a scale of consciousness, where the frequency of love is 500, and recently measured highest frequency on the planet is authenticity, measured to be 4,500. As you can see, enlightenment is 700 to 1,000. So the frequency of authenticity is even higher, 4.5 times than frequency of enlightenment. Why? Because it is so rare and it is so desired on this planet for you to step into the authentic soul mission that you were born to be in. It is that rare. People, I've received multiple times this vision, and last night I received it again. People 70 years from now on will be uncovering this content because it is that futuristic. The core frequency in my containers, free or paid, is you learning your genius, your godlike magnificence, and operating from it, not becoming a copy of me. 50, 70, 45 years from now on, people will be uncovering, whether I'm alive or not, it doesn't matter, this content, my content, Eliza Mozal, Energetics Ninja content, and will be learning from it. Oh wow, so it is actually about authenticity, my own unique soul's mission, not what my parents promised me. If I will go to college, if I will do this, if I will do that, and then I will get a mortgage, and then I will get married, and then I will get 3 kids, everything will be honky-dory. No, not in my case. It wasn't. It was, okay, so the frequency of apathy is the whole identity, just like guilt and shame. But today I will talk only about apathy, okay? if you find yourself navigating a little bit to the first one, having issues with managing your energy levels, doesn't matter if you are projector or not, I am a projector, doesn't matter if you are reflector or manifesting generator, if you have an issue with managing your energy levels on a daily basis, you also have issues with managing your time, and you also have issues with managing your money. Period. That's it. Time, money, energy is one and the same thing. If you have issues with managing your energy levels, apathy, lethargy, oh, I can be bothered, 1 hour into it, oh, I can be done. It is not because you don't have this energy. It is because there is an identity created around staying low, staying low with this frequency. And there is a whole identity created around it. So as soon as you reaching a higher level, if you will even allow yourself to create more than usually, the apathy, the lethargy is gonna kick in. It might be a feeling drained, exhausted. It might be neck pain. It might be a headache. It might be belly pain, like crunch, right? Especially when you work and your belly is all crunch and tensed up and all of it, right? For everyone could be different. When you raise a little bit above of the energy level that you are usually at as an lethargy, apathy identity, you are gonna kick in with a thought, with a total emotion and a sensation within your body that is gonna tell you back it out. You can't do anymore, this is too much, okay? What I've trained myself to do to overcome it, because I struggled with it years ago, big time, and I've helped my clients with it, is to recognize, am I actually resting in a high frequency way? Am I actually really tired? Or this is just an old identity of a low frequency, so there is not much flow, it's very slow, and it holds me back. Especially if you are feeling in any shape and form lacking the desire, lacking to create your life easier, better, higher frequency, more resources, like private school for your children, or like this amazing trip for your parents, or even retire, maybe your dad, right? If you don't have a desire to do these things, it's because you are below the frequency of desire. So desire is 1, 2, 5. Can you see it? Fear is below, grief is below, apathy is below. If you don't have a desire in your life to create what you know in your heart you meant to be, then you are below desire frequency-wise. Nothing right or wrong with it, no shame over there at all. I've been there for years. I remember time when I was 35, I was about a year and a half into this whole new journey of changing my life. And I remember feeling like a 75-year-old person when I was coming back from work at 4 o'clock. I remember standing in the traffic lights maybe 5 minutes before I arrived at home, and it was a sunny, beautiful summer day, and I had no energy for anything. I started going into nature, I started connecting, I started healing on another level, then I dove into Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, and then at some point it connected. It's a whole identity of lethargy and apathy. And it was a very defensive. If you're not sure if it's a whole identity built around it, you will feel defensive. You will feel attacked, or you will attack anyone and anything that questions it. So that's your $1 million tip that it's gonna absolutely and entirely help you release that and approach it. So I teach obviously in my programs and in my one-on-ones how to overcome it, but identifying yourself by yourself, oh wow, it is not okay for me to be, 35 or 47 or 55 and feel like I'm 107, right? It is not okay, and we all can tidy up our act. I am right now in the process of leveling up with how much time I spend in movement. And I absolutely love it. And trust me, it wasn't easy. The first few days was like, get me out of here. And yeah, it's just a process of falling in love with a period of time where discomfort is so uncomfortable that it wants you to quit. Okay? And everything is absolutely doable if it's in alignment with your soul mission, and you will know in your heart. This is the time when your body is not gonna tell you the right thing, because the lethargy, apathy is trapped in it. Okay, so regulating your nervous system and releasing that out on a daily basis, which is gonna be exhausting at first because you will be releasing a lot of energy, is a must, and that's the way to go. Okay, the third and last energy leaks I'm gonna mention in this life, which, by the way, hallelujah, bravo in the comments, because it is like a full-on masterclass. Lordy, Lord, if I would knew, I would send an email. Oh my God. Okay, the third one is something that you need to sit down with yourself and expect it. And I do trust you're a strong, self-led woman, and you have more than enough of honesty with yourself to be able to recognize it. Am I missing something out, right? And at the end of the day, my intention in this life for you is to actually collapse the time around your manifestation. Collapse the time in creating you being paid in abundance consistently for your zone of genius, for sharing with the world from your soul essence what you were born to share. So the third one is not operating from wholeness and worthiness frequency. Again, Dr. Joe Dispenza said that you cannot create new results from an old energy. So if the old identity is broken, not good enough, apathy, whatever it is, you cannot from this frequency, from this energy, create a reality that is all about wholeness. You cannot create the business that pays you $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month for you doing your soul mission while you have a divine balance between how much time you spend with your family, how much time you invest into loving on yourself and cherishing your soul and fulfilling up your dreams and making your cup run it over and sharing from an overflow instead of from a little bit that is left in the cup. So nearly every single person that came to me to said directly, help me open my heart so I feel like wholeness and I can create what I want from wholeness, they created insane things in their life and businesses. Insane. The things that I was shocked when I opened their messages, their testimonies, or their voice notes. Within a month or two. Not within 6 months. Not within a year. Not within 10 years. So when you are not operating from wholeness, you are not going to feel whole, first of all. You are going to be tearing apart yourself and or others. You will be judging, you'll be criticizing, you'll be complaining, you'll be condemning, you will be either below others or above others, not inequally. How you feel and think about yourself will depend on people, places, situations, how much money you have in your bank account, how fast someone replied to you or didn't, did you got the reaction that you wanted and needed so badly from others or not, and on and on and on, this old stuff, right? When you are not operating from a full-on wholeness, you will not be bettering yourself in your craft. You will not be growing and expanding like crazy, knowing that there is more into your greatness. You will also not be hiring all of the help, support, and guidance you and your business need and require to grow. You will be trying to do 5,000 pieces puzzle with half of the puzzles. You will be pretending to yourself that the samples from Sam's Club are the same as a nutritious meal in a restaurant, okay, or in your own home. Not operating from your wholeness in this now moment, which you can change and fabricate in a split of a second. It is just reprogramming your subconscious into wholeness. Why? Because we all have been conditioned into lack, into limitation, unworthiness, not good enoughness. Why? Because on a soul level, you asked for it so we can overcome it in this life, not in the next one. So when you are choosing to reprogram your subconscious into wholeness frequency, you behave like wholeness. All of a sudden, money flows in. All of a sudden, you are rested after every single night. All of a sudden, you are sleeping like a baby because you're forgiving everyone instead of expecting them to come and apologize to you. You're not focused on others. You're focused on how can you express more of the wholeness. You connect with your higher power and you have a both ways communication, loving communication and relationship with your higher power, whatever that is. It's not about the name, it's about the energy behind it and what it can do for you. And when you are in your wholeness, you know your business is a 3D business expressing your soul mission and spirituality. So it also requires a 3D wisdom. It requires to learn how to the business side of the business. It requires you to learn at least basic strategy. It requires you to learn fundamentals of the energetics that make you a rock, not a sand on which you build that beautiful business empire. So you can make money when you sleep. So you can make money in your business and have other people that right now seek your solution, seek the wisdom you have gained and expressing so beautifully when you are on holidays, when you are on that cruise, when you are having the third day with your lover, right? So it's all about you learning how to be in your wholeness energy and treat yourself like one. That means you will hire a business coach. So it will help you learn the business side of the business. You will learn also how to hire a coach that will help you regulate your nervous system. So you are not operating like a nervous wreck and running out of time, energy, and money, right? Because it's all one the same thing. You will hire a coach that will help you see the things within you don't see. So you can plug out the weeds much faster from the root out, not just the whatever it is from the surface level. You will invest lovingly into your rest, taking care of yourself. You will invest in showing up in your business consistently, from a place of love, overflow, of your own cup runneth over. Wholeness frequency cannot be cheated on. Wholeness frequency is you owning your badassery. It's you owning your magnificence, owning your genius, and allowing yourself to receive what is included in your soul mission. Abundance, health, spaciousness in your calendar, loving relationships, everything is included when you are in your soul mission. This video is not for someone who just wants to make money online, and that's it. This is for a spiritual business owner. You stepped into your soul mission because you received a soul calling. So you know everything is included. And if you have any issue about money, oh wow, I should first go to 9 to 5 and then make money that pays my bills and puts the food on the table for my 3 children as a single mom, so then I can scrape 30 minutes at the end of the day to maybe serve the world and be in my spiritual purpose. That never made sense to me, never, and yet people buy into it. Oh, it's just temporary, is it? What are you doing about this not being permanent thing? Okay? So it's all about you being honest with yourself and seeing, am I giving myself all of the tools, support, help and guidance required to actually build it? Is the 5,000 piece puzzles that I want to create beautiful picture from, does it have all of the pieces? Because if you don't have strategy, if you don't have solid, profound energetics being in the wholeness, if you don't have consistent support in order to be supported, to be held accountable, to help you remember how beyond phenomenal you are in moments when you will forget, because you will, right? If you don't allow yourself to receive all of the pieces in the puzzle, it will be very challenging for you to create full-time income in your business from a place of fulfillment without burning yourself out or just selling your time for money, right? Which is exactly opposite from everything we're talking about here. Okay, my loves, let me know in the comments, how is that landing for you? We're gonna wrap it up over here. I'm gonna move on to the rest of the day. Tomorrow, oh my God, I think I'm gonna go live today again on Instagram. I'm gonna talk about it because it is so huge. There is a modality of healing that I got certified on because the first time I have done it, about 2.5 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, the first time I done it, It wiped out of my nervous system 10 times more of trauma that I cleansed out and released in previous 6.5 years. And that happened to me in just 1 hour. I am sharing this modality a whole session tomorrow in my membership. So if you have ever felt like, wow, I love the membership, I love what's going on there, but I'm not sure if I should join it now, maybe I should wait, this is the moment to join. This is your opportunity, once in a lifetime, to join this membership, and for 6 months minimum, or more if you want, right? I would not blame you. Nearly everyone that has joined the membership stays longer than 6 months, to have access to a healing modality that so rapidly, in 1 hour, releases so much trauma stuck in fascia, in muscles memory, in the nervous system, and most importantly in subconscious, which makes you identify as a victim, which makes you unconsciously, because it's subconscious, identify as lack, which makes you unconsciously identify as the business is too big for me, right? Where actually it isn't, if you feel the soul call. So if you've ever received a soul call to create beautiful, wealthy, loving, peaceful life for yourself and your family from your soul mission, and things been in the way, this is the modality that if you will do minimum 3 times in 1 month, it will change your whole life. All of the guidance and instructions are inside of the membership. Send me private message freedom and we will get you in. The session is in about 22 hours, so hurry up. I love you, I appreciate you, and I will see you soon.